Hello, we are continuing along with learning the Tarot series. So this is the Three of Wands. So like I said, for the Two of Wands, it feels like this is like, as you're going through the cards, it's telling a story. And again, because of what I do, I kept comparing this to like how this would apply as it would be in my life, so writing a book. Because really, like, the first one, Ace of Wands, was kind of like either the starting or like deciding to write a book and like the go ahead and do it, follow your dream. Two was like, okay, actually put it into action, do the thing. And here we are of like, it's successful. Follow your dream. And it was like, you can share it with others now. And I'm like, oh, so maybe this is like when you would like potentially bring, especially like your first novel, to like readers to be like, hey, can you like look this over and see like what you think? Like not necessarily like line edits or anything like that, but just like as a whole, like is the story good? And like, it's just this idea of like, when you would take your project public. And of course there's other ways to look at these cards, obviously, but again, I'm talking about it from what I am learning, and like the things that are going to be applicable to me will not be applicable to everybody, and that's fine. Again, there's so many videos talking about learning the tarot that it's like, I'm doing it a little differently. And when it's reversed, the Modern Witchcraft Book of Tarot, that one, the yellow book, it talked about how it was like, maybe you need to step back and like hone your skills a little bit before you proceed. And I was like, that sounds so accurate. How many times have authors been like, oh my god, why isn't it working? And it's like, you need to keep practicing, my dude. Just a little bit. Just go back to the drawing board a few more times, get some practice, and eventually it will make some progress. And so I feel like it's such an interesting thing to be like starting off the tarot, not realizing that I'm starting it with like stuff that's really applicable to what I'm specifically doing. And they don't talk about it in like writing a book. They talk about it in projects and stuff like that. But it's like, that's my life, that's what I'm doing. And then the Idiot's Guide to the Tarot had a very similar thing. It's basically saying that like your success is imminent, like just keep going. You're gonna be getting opportunities and business deals and stuff. Just like keep doing what you're doing basically. And yet that book said like when it's reversed, it's the classic like one step forward, two steps back. And I'm like, I love how these books have this kind of stuff, because that's what it will like stick in your brain, is like little stuff like that of little reminders for these cards. And again, Solitary Witch did not fit either of those at all. It was like traveling over water, business and trading, overseas, international, the idea person of a group. And I'm like, what? Like truly, it doesn't fit at all what these other books are saying in the slightest. Which begs the question, I don't know which is the more accurate, but I feel like when 2 out of the 3 are agreeing, the one that's left out and is trying to cover all information might be the one that's not completely accurate. Or at the very least might interpret it extremely differently than average people would now, because there is, well, I don't know. I don't know when The Idiot's Guide to the Tarot came out, actually. But I know Solitary Witch is an older book, and the Modern Witchcraft Guide to the Tarot was fairly new. But anyways, I find it really interesting just going through this series and seeing how, again, it's like telling a story. And in so many ways I can look back and be like, oh, well then. And again, I want to keep reading through all of my old readings that I had done and how many times wands had popped up to be like, oh, so that's what it meant. Because again, I feel like having read through the guidebooks that come with them versus like just learning them on their own and then applying it to your situation, because these books do have a decent amount of like how to apply it to different situations, especially the Modern Witchcraft Guide to the Tarot. That one is really good. It gives you 3 areas for each card that you could interpret it with. So it's like money, work, and love, which is like the biggest questions you're gonna honestly get when you do a reading. Of course you'll have other things here and there, but for the most part, it's gonna come down to those 3 areas. And so it's always nice to see how that author like turned the information and you're like, oh, so that's how you would twist that to fit for like a different situation. Like that book said, like for it being reversed, that it's like, oh, the person that you're interested in might not be as committed as you. Or if it's work and it, like if you're reading this for like a work thing and you pull the 3 of Wands reversed, it's like, maybe don't quit your day job yet. And it's like, that's rude, but okay. Because I've had that answer many a times. And now I'm there, but like, it was years of hating that answer, and I was like, seriously, when does it end? But like, looking at it now, I could see why. But like, again, just seeing this like journey with the cards, it's so much fun. I don't know if it's gonna continue with the other ones, or if like the story eventually gonna get, you know, a little chopped up as we go, or if it continues, like each suit has its own story to tell. I'm really curious, and especially how these books are like presenting it, because Idiot's Guide to the Tarot, it is a story. It is all connected, each card leads into each other, and it like talks about how like if you've got this card reversed, it might mean we're going clear back to the Ace of Wands in life. You need to go way back there now instead of even the Two of Wands. So anyways, those are my thoughts and my learning journey with learning the tarot for this card. I would love to hear your interpretations for the Three of Wands in the comments down below. Huge thank you to my patrons. I'll have their names here on the screen. If you'd like to support me and get access to exclusive content, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like and subscribe. I post every single day, and until next time, thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.